the feeling I have toward my family, and in terms of negativity, this is the number one thing where I think I have a gift. I have ability. I have something to share with the world, and you assholes were going to watch me dig ditches or fucking roof houses and Van Nuys for the rest of my life. God damn, that's what you tried. You didn't burn calories doing it, but you still set me on a course where you took my voice and you basically doused it with sand and said, go ahead and get on a roof. And I mean, when I said to my dad, I'm digging ditches for a living, he's like, yeah, okay. What about it? There was never a second where anyone said, hey, man, you got something there. You should write that down. That's a good one. Right. The advice I would give is you're never going to feel the way my buddy Donnie in the next room feels about himself, because he grew up with a family that I think they had his first solid BM put in lucite, and his mom still uses it as a paperweight, or it's hanging from the rearview mirror of her Denali. Either way, you're just never going to feel the way about yourself that other. I'll liken it to this. It's like a car that rolled over a few times. And no matter how much paint and Bondo you put on it, that door on the passenger side, it's always going to be a little sticky. Never going to shut. Never going to shut like a car door that never got rolled. Right. You've been rolled. You got T-boned by a drunk driver at some point, and that door's always going to be a little bit sticky. That ain't a death sentence. The first way to get out of that is you're the only one who truly knows what's going on inside of your head.
And what makes you happy.
And what makes you effective. And the point is the rest of the world, you show them a winner, you show them an efficient person, you show them a happy person, you show them a person that's a good employee, you show them a person that's a good husband or a good father or a good neighbor. You show them that person, they'll take your word for it. So first things first, whatever chaos is going on in your head, it can stay in your head. It does not have to be projected onto the rest of the world. You can climb the corporate ladder and be the CEO of Nabisco and have all the negative thoughts in your fucking head bouncing around like a ball inside a spray can if you show up to work on time every day, if you clean the gravy stains off your suit lapel, if you act as if. I always talk to Drew about this. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you feel like shit inside. Act as if you're successful. There's a certain way where, and eventually, you will become that person. Meaning, okay, you have a certain amount of sadness in you, and you have a certain amount of depression, and you have a certain amount of, you fill in the negative blank. Get up and do 20 push-ups every morning. And I know you feel like shit. And I know maybe it's twice as hard for you to do 20 push-ups as a guy who feels good about himself. But I want 20 push-ups. And by the way, at a certain point, tell your biceps and your shoulders you haven't done 20 push-ups. They don't listen. They don't care. You do 20 push-ups, your shoulders will respond the same way a happy, well-adjusted, athletic person's body will adjust. Just get up and do it. Just get the fuck up and do it. You feel depressed? Go for a jog. You feel too depressed to go for a jog? Go another mile. Just push your ass off and start pushing yourself. And I know it sounds sort of, it's a little pie in the sky, and it's like you don't understand depression. I understand depression. I felt I had many years of physically feeling like I couldn't get out of bed, and I was never like, you don't deserve to live, and I was never like, you deserve everything in life. It was just, life's a bitch, and then you die. And I just want to tell anyone who's listening to this who doesn't feel like they deserve anything, act as if. Just start physically moving, because the depression brings you down, and it physically atrophies you, and you have trouble getting out of bed. Like my mom spent the better part of her life just unable to move. And I will tell you that once you break through that gill net that you feel that wet gill net of depression that's on top of you. A gill net is what dolphins get caught in, that are dragged behind Japanese trawlers. And it's easier in pulling them up one fish at a time.
Right.
That net that's just hanging over you, well, at a certain point, when you become productive and you start breaking out of that depression and you start accomplishing things in your life, it becomes addictive. And just as addictive as eating the Haagen-Dazs and spending the day in your bathrobe and beating off 12 times a day and not picking up the telephone, just as addictive as that may have felt at a certain time, well, then writing a book and working on an independent movie and working on a podcast and an idea for an invention and whatever it is and whatever your thing is will become equally as addicting, and you will start taking on life in the exact opposite direction that you're going now. But the first part is, it's just, you have to beat yourself up because people beat you up coming up. Meaning, you need to kick your own ass. You need to go to you need to create your own boot camp, which is get your ass out of bed and start moving.
Yeah.
Pick it up. Don't look at it. Don't think about it. For me, it started always with that coffee mug that would be rattling around the passenger floor of my truck. I'd stare at it, pick it up.
I can't possibly pick that up.
I'll get it tomorrow. Now, get it now. You know what? It can stay till tomorrow. Yeah, but then you'll bring another mug in there, and it's going to clank around, and the handle's going to break. And I realized I just spent 20 minutes sitting in my...
Right.
Don't spend 20 minutes staring at the mug.
Just do it.
Go get it.
Yeah.
And eventually, you'll just be that person that grabs the mug and brings it into the kitchen. Maybe you're insane. Maybe you're lazy. Maybe you're depressed. But you know what? The mug's in the sink.